Hi everybody. Well, I want to fill you in a little bit on the trip I'm doing, and when you see this video I will be heading towards the airport. And to start off, I've got a lot of flying to do. So I have to somehow get myself to Montreal. I haven't decided if I'm going to jump on a plane. I leave tomorrow, by the way. Jump on a plane, or whether I'm going to take the train, or I'm going to drive myself to the airport and have my car sitting there waiting, because this was a tour company set up and it was only leaving from 3 cities. I could leave from Montreal, Toronto, or Vancouver. Well, my closest city obviously is Montreal from where I live here in Ottawa, Canada. So I chose that. So now I have to figure out how to get there. Then when I get there, we are flying to Vancouver for 7 hours, and then we have a layover where I will be on the next flight for 16 hours. Looking forward to 16 hours in the air. Yeah. So yeah, not too confident in this for myself. But when I land in Kuala Lumpur. Well, Singapore. And then we immediately have a Kuala Lumpur half-day private city tour. That's where we're starting off. And we're gonna be doing the Gombak Rivers. Apparently we are going to the King's Palace, followed by a visit to the National Mosque, and drive by the railway station for a stop at Independence Square. So it all, right off the bat, the minute we arrive, after 28 hours of traveling, we are already on this trip, like already started the tour. So we'll see how I am on that. Then we're staying at the EQ Kuala Lumpur hotel for one night, which is apparently a 5-star hotel. Now remember, star ratings are different in every country, but 5 stars is still going to be a good hotel. Looking forward to that. Then we wake up at 8:30 in the morning and we immediately start another trip with places of worship. Now, because we're going to temples and things like that, we were told we cannot have bare shoulders, so no muscle shirts or anything like that, and our knees have to be covered, so we can't have any shorts above the knees. Goes for men and women as well for going into these places. So we're going to be going to Cameron Highlands, Ringlet, Tahana Rata. I'm going to butcher these, but they're all sprawling tea plantations and valleys and flower gardens, vegetable farms, etc. As we drive down the mountainside down in the area. So a little bit of the culture and the industries that are going on there, and that'll be an all-day event for us, where we finally arrive at the Cameron Highlands Resort, a 4-star hotel for one more night. That's a lot of driving in one trip. And all of these, by the way, we're getting up at 8:30. We have to be on the bus at 8:30 in the morning for our trip. So the next one, we are in Cameron Highlands in Ipoh, Penang. And so we meet up in the resort, and then we go to the place that's called the Land of Grace, Perak. It was once a wealthy tin mining state. Its name, meaning silver, is believed to have been derived from the tin ore deposits that were abundant in the state. And so we're going to start with the Taj Mahal of Ipoh, the Ipoh Town Hall, and the Ipoh Court, High Court, passing through the Birch Memorial Clock Tower and the old commercial district and shop houses, twists and turn around all the old streets, etc. The highlight of the tour is going to be the famed Concubine Lanes. Now, before you say anything, keep your minds out of the gutter. And no, I will not be able to have a concubine there while I'm there. But it's actually a place that's divided into like 3 lanes. They have the first wives lane and the concubine lane, and then an actual second concubine lane. I guess those were the ones that were on standby in case the first concubine wasn't available. I don't know. Things have changed a lot since those days, but we'll be visiting those different areas as well. Also going to a UNESCO World Heritage Site on the Penang, the Seberang Penang on the mainland, which is one of the longest bridges in Asia, running the length between the state. And it's widely recognized as one of the world's top holiday destinations. This one's a new one on me, so I'm really looking forward to seeing some of these places here. And then we have another 5-star hotel, the Eastern Oriental Hotel, and we're there for 2 nights because on the next morning we start off with a trishaw ride with shops and clan houses, Hindu temples, small mosques, and then we tour the countryside and visiting some small fishing villages and fruit spice stalls, etc., Malay houses built on stilts, and if time permits, a quick stop at the local batik industry. And after the tour, we return to the hotel around 4 o'clock. The next morning, boy, this is really busy. We are going to the Penang airport, and we are actually flying to another district altogether. And so that'll be interesting as we arrive at Langkawi Resort and Beach Club, a holiday villa. And we'll be spending the day there, where we get to have the cable car ride and a sky bridge tours, inspection on the Dai, and sunset dinner cruise. It's a private cruise with food and beverages that night. Looking forward to that as well. Taste some of the local alcoholic beverages. I know what it tastes like in China, and I know some of the sake and everything from Japan. So looking forward to seeing some differences in the Orient in Singapore and Malaysia. And then we depart the village and head back the next day, and the cruising will have all kinds of things. We're supposed to, on the cruise, watch out for chance encounters with the famed flying fish, lots of eagles flying overhead, and dolphins are just part of the possible things that we might see, along with the fabled green flash at sunset, it's called, which I will really endeavor to find out in more detail what exactly this is. And then, well, you guessed it, we're back to the hotel and then to the airport the next morning at 6:30 in the morning. Oh, man. And then we're flying back to Singapore. And in Singapore, we have accommodation at the M Hotel in Singapore for 1 night. And we will be visiting different places like Merlion Park, Chinatown, Kampong Glam, Yum Chow Restaurant, and then finally Gardens by the Bay and the Bay Sound Sky Park. And then the next day, it's back to the airport for that 16-hour flight back to Vancouver, and then another 7-hour flight back to Ottawa, Montreal. And then I still haven't even booked my transportation back from Montreal yet. So, wow. Yeah. A lot to know. Now, I did go get all the different money and currencies I need, so I'm really ready to do that. I've done my Singapore arrival card online, but I still can't sign into my Malaysian one because it wants me to do it tomorrow because it has to be done exactly 3 days before. Singapore is the same way, yet for some reason I can click on it and get it done today. So I am all set to go except for one more small detail. Should be an interesting trip. I'm very unsure about it, but I'm sure I'm going to have a pretty darn good time.